he went after me one time, and I was like, holy shit, right? Like, let's go. And I went to run him, and he like reverse hit me, and I was like, and in the playoffs, anything goes. And he like chirped me, and I'm like, what is happening? Like, we hate each other.
Clearing the Crease.
Playing for like more than half the Canadian teams, right? Where you play in Montreal, you play in Vancouver, you play in Calgary, you play in Winnipeg. We're in a time, and we've talked about this on previous episodes, where there's so many guys that have no trade or modified no movement clauses that Canadian teams are littered this list, right? But here you are, and it just seems to be the bigger the spotlight, the bigger you play. Do you just embrace that, where a lot of guys kind of say, I don't want to deal with that? You seem to kind of say, bring it on.
Yeah, no, I think it helped when I signed my deal in Montreal. It was right in the middle of COVID, or right at the start of COVID, and it was literally the worst time to be a free agent to sign. And I didn't
no kidding.
No, literally, I think money wise, it literally was. And I was coming off a year where I had like 24, 25 goals, like from
you got LA. Screwed, man. You got totally screwed.
24, 25 goals and 68 games, whatever it was. So I was in line to get a pay raise, and I think I ended up taking less money to go to Montreal. And I think that's that was another reason. And it was easy for me to get moved, and I was playing well everywhere I kind of was, like you guys were saying. And but at the end of the day, you're going, and I felt it in a sense of, I'm going to a team that's trying to win, and my job is to go in and score goals and play well. And that's like you said, I embraced it everywhere I went, and had fun with it. And I was fortunate everywhere I ended up going. I knew guys on every team, like besides Montreal. I didn't know anybody in Montreal before I signed, but I go to Calgary, I knew 80% of the team. It felt like I was already friends with everyone before I even got there. And then when
because you played for half the league.
This is true. That's why I got my no trade here, so I can kind of stick around for a little bit.
Who do you know in San Jose? Why did you go to San Jose? And then I'll follow up after that.
Yeah, I know a couple of the guys, especially now. I played junior with Sisu, we just got, and
Logan, right?
And I know Cooch as well. He's here. He's training and trying to get healthy. And so I knew a couple of the guys, but it was one of those things where, like I was just saying, I got the opportunity, obviously with a nice deal, but getting the no trade and all that was definitely a big decision and everything, because I'd moved around so much, and not just for me, but for my wife, who was dealing with all of that, because I'm packing my suitcase, and I'm going in the hotel, and if I ended up finding a place everywhere I went, but I was prepared just to grind out the rest of the season in hotels. So I think that was one of the major things, and I think it's an exciting time with how many young guys that are already in the system, and then obviously with Celebrini, the expectation is so high with him. But I think it's an exciting time. And when I was on the Kings coming into the Shark Tank, it was wild, and you guys would know it was definitely one of the harder places to play. So that's if I can help and get it back to half of that, it would be awesome.
So what's your now you're on the other side. Now you're the veteran. Now you're the Williams or Mr. Game 7. You're the guy who's got the cup ring in that room. You have Will Smith. You talked about Macklin, Celebrini, two of the best prospects in hockey. Two guys I watched a ton in Boston. They're legit players. They're going to be great NHLers. But they're going to need advice from someone like you and how to navigate. And what do you think, or have you thought about what is most important as a young guy in the league now, and how you're going to convey that message?
Yeah, I mean, I've thought about it a little bit. It feels like every podcast or when I do media, they have asked the exact same question, and it's one of those things where when I first came in, you just saw how hard guys were working, and you look at Justin Williams, like that's a guy who, in my opinion, was not the best skater. He never was, in my opinion, and he always found a way to get things done. And in practice, he worked extremely hard, and if he wasn't scoring or if things weren't going well, he was on the ice before anyone, and I think he was around the same age as I am now. And he was always, in the gym trying to get better, and he was always doing little things. And that's something that I feel like I'm going to, try and bring. And if they see me working, and then they're going to work as well. And that's the most I can do. Am I the most vocal guy? Not always, but I think if I'm going to say something, it'll be something important, and hopefully everybody, jumps along, and we all get better as a group. And that's all you can hope.
Yeah.
Congrats
on the deal. I don't think I've ever told you that. I might have texted it to you after. And yeah, big time. And with the no trade and everything. I mean, your wife's a California girl too, right?
She's from Monterey, yeah. So
and you're like going to
we've seen her parents.
So all the Canadian teams now on the no-fly list.
Where the
right?
fuck is that? Yeah,
exactly.
Have you found a golf course yet in San Jose?
I played with Jumbo and I played with Seto in LA. So he texted me too. He lives 5 minutes from me, and I golf with them at their course the other day. So.
Okay.
Cordoval, I think it's called.
Oh yeah. I've never played it, but I've heard of it. Yeah, it's supposed to be
stay close to Jumbo. Things will be okay. That never rains on him.
I never hung out with him or really got to know him, and I've seen him in the room a couple times, and I golf with him. I can't even imagine being on the same team as him. He's all time. Is
he doing something with the team or just?
Him and Patty are doing some development stuff from what I understand, and I
think he just goes and takes a shower at the rink and hangs out in the lounge. And, I think that's what he's doing. Yeah.
So Jumbo's coming in. He's in the gym. He is grinding on the bike every day. And then and Patty's coming up. He's full gear. His son's here, or he just went to where his son's playing. But Patty's coming on the ice, and he's doing the drills. It's like he's trying to make a comeback almost.
That guy could always skate. There's no
telling. Oh yeah.
Here's one from left field for you, but do you have a biggest personal rival on the ice?
Honestly, it used to be Joe Pavelski, and it was obviously when I was in LA and he was in San Jose. Obviously, the rivalry was. We played against him in the playoffs three of the 5 years or whatever, 6 years I was there, and then we were both. Really good teams, and then he went to Dallas, and I was in Calgary. We played against him in the first round or whatever.
That's right, yeah.
And it was like he went after me one time, and I was like, "Holy shit! All right, let's go." And I went to run him, and he reverse hit me, and I was like, and in the playoffs, anything goes. And he chirped me, and I'm like, what is happening? We hate each other. And then I remember when I was in LA and he was in San Jose, and it was right before bye week, and I two-handed him behind the leg, and I must have got him in that one spot where makes your leg go numb.
Yeah.
He snapped, so he jumps me, and I'm like, I'm not gonna fight. I don't fight anyone. And so he jumps me, and 2 days later, I go to Napa with my wife and Pearson and his wife. And of course, we walk out of a winery, and we're a little bit in one. It's fucking Joe, and he's like, "Hey, what's up, boys?" And I'm like, I'm so embarrassed because I want to say Pierce saw him first and waved him down, and he goes, "Top, look who's over there." I'm like, "You motherfucker!" I was so embarrassed, but it was just, that's just the way it goes. You on the ice, anything goes, and then you see somebody after you have a beer with them. And I think that's just the way, in my opinion, that's the way it is. But
it's the best part of the game.
Love it.
Part of the game.
That's such a good story.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Toff.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you for
I wish I could have been in Italy with you.
Yeah, you would have had a good time. You guys would have loved to see you, and you would have had fun. Yeah, it was fun.
It looked like a hell of a
It was quick, but it was fun for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah, Tyler, honestly, man, it's maybe 4 years, 4 years late, but so happy to see you get paid the way you did this summer, and have a great time.
I appreciate it. It is what it is. Everything happens for a reason. So,
no, good for you.
Well, you've proven to be one of the most consistent goal scorers of the last half decade or even longer, and you're a Stanley Cup champion. So you kind of have a Teflon career. So anytime you want to crash a Stanley Cup party, you just take the cup and Take a sip, man. You deserve it.
I got to win one and have you guys come. That'll be a treat.
There we go.
Count me in.
10 years from now, you can come on our podcast because you can help get guests because you're going to know 3/4 of the league. It'll be perfect.
That's it.
It was, I mean, when I was going to free agency, everyone's like, "Oh, he's going to another Canadian team. He's going to touch them all." I'm like, I gotta get my shit together here.
There he is. Thanks, Tyler.
Yep.
All right. Thanks, fellas.
Tyler Toffoli joining us here on the Clearing the Crease podcast.